Welcome back. Today is January 24th, 2024, and we are going to get started with our training today. I'd like to welcome back Ryan Means from Reliance Network. Today we're going to be covering our Insights dashboard, and just as a reminder, once again, just for some housekeeping items, if you have any questions, just go ahead and raise your hand or put that question into chat. We'll be happy to either answer it as we go, or we'll wait till Q&A at the end. Also, if your dashboard looks a little bit different than what's on the screen, it just means that you may not have the Insights dashboard, but just tied to that website. If you are interested in a site builder website subscription, just drop a note to websupport@rwtown.com and we will be happy to provide that information to you. I'm going to turn the room over to Ryan to discuss the Insights dashboard. Thanks so much.
All right. So as you see, I'm back on the rwtconnect.com dashboard. This is the My Dashboard where you'll start every time that you log in to rwtconnect.com. And the Insights dashboard is a new dashboard that's available to you. And to access any dashboard, whether it's My Dashboard, the Insights dashboard, maybe a team dashboard, you're going to come up to your navigation in the top left. You're going to click on Home. And again, your options in this may be different than mine. And I'm going to go, oh, good.
Are you sharing your screen?
Oh, sorry, I forgot to share my screen.
No, you're good.
Step one. There we are. So here we are on the rwtconnect.com dashboard. And again, to access any of your dashboards, you're going to go up to your navigation in the top left, click on Home, and then again, you may have different options here based on whether you're a member of a team or not. But I'm going to go to the Insights dashboard. Now, this dashboard is dynamic, so there are things that might look a little different for you than they are for me, especially these top 3 items. These top 3 items are 3 of the big features that we've released with this dashboard, and these are our suggestions or our calls to action. This dashboard is designed to really help you manage your Reliance website, manage your clients, and make sure that you're doing the things that could benefit you today. So the first call to action is our lead suggestions. We're going to have lead suggestions based on whether you've received a new lead. It could be that you've got a new lead that you haven't accepted yet, and there's going to be an option here to actually accept that lead. If you just recently accepted a new lead, we might recommend that you set up a search for that lead, or that you add them to an action plan, or various other tasks to help you stay in touch with that lead and really drive that business. The second one is going to be your listing suggestions, and you may or may not have anything show up here even if you have a listing. It really depends on how complete that listing is. For example, if it's missing a virtual tour, we might recommend that you add a virtual tour to that listing to help it stand out. Or if your marketing remarks came in, but they're a little short, we might recommend that you review those or even consider adding to them. Or if there aren't any to begin with, we're going to definitely tell you to add some marketing remarks to the property. But it's a way to help you ensure that your listings are complete in your Reliance platform, are complete on your website. And help them stand out, because having unique content on your website for your listing is going to make it stand out against the Zillows and Trulias and Realtor.coms of the world, all of those listing portals. So the more you can do to your listing on your website, the better it's going to be. And the third one is actually one of my personal favorites, although it's probably the more basic of the 3. It's also one that I found immediately useful in my business. So this is your action plan suggestions. In the past, if you had a client on an action plan and that action plan ended, it just stopped. Nothing was sent to your client. Nothing was sent to you to notify you that the action plan ended. It just stopped sending, and that client stopped receiving communications from you. Well, now when an action plan ends, you're going to get a notification here that the action plan for Ryan Means has ended, and it's going to recommend that you set up a new one. So you're instantly going to be notified right here on this dashboard that you're no longer communicating with this client, and you should do something about that. I just think that's a fantastic addition for you. As you can see, I'm done with all of mine. I'm complete. There's no suggestions for me at this time. So we'll go ahead and move a little bit further down. Now, right underneath those, we have our 4 charts. These are charts of various data or metrics within our system. The first one is your unique site visits. And you can kind of see that line, it's going up and down there. That is your actual traffic over the last 90 days. These are interactive graphs that will dynamically change as your site visits change or as your listing views change. And so you can see I was doing really good 90 days ago. It's died off a little bit, but I still have 1,500 unique visits in the last 90 days. The next one is my listing views. And again, same thing. This is a 90-day chart showing me the history of listing views on my site in the last 90 days. The next one is your emails sent. And then the final one are the market insights reports. So if you have clients subscribed to the market insights product, you're going to see how many are receiving those market insight reports. And this chart, I will say, tends to be a little bit more flat. You're not going to get quite as much movement as you do on the other charts because it's really about signups. It's about how many clients have signed up. And so you might see a big jump one day if you, say, post your market insights pages to your social media. But overall, over a 90-day period, it tends to stay a little bit more level than what you see on the other 3 charts. Now, one of the nice features of these charts is the little box with an arrow, or what we would call a pop-out box. And that's actually going to open a new page inside of the Reliance system, giving you more information about whatever that chart may have been. So for instance, my listing views, it's going to take me to more information about my website traffic. Beyond that, we have my absolute favorite section of this entire page. And this right here is what I recommend every realtor looks at every single day. Now, this does require that you have set up a calendar sync, or you're creating tasks in the Reliance system. You have action plans that are creating tasks on your behalf, and or you have reminder groups in use, or you're not going to see anything here. If you don't have an action plan that is recommending you do a task, it's not going to have a task here unless you've created those. So this one does require a little bit of interaction with the rest of the system, but it is just so powerful in my opinion. So first, I have my birthday action plan with agent task notification, letting me know that there was an upcoming birthday for Kristen Fredericks on January the 6th. And you'll see that it shows that I've already done that task. It's complete. The next one is I have a new client action plan follow-up for Ryan Means. I'm supposed to follow up with Ryan. Looks like tomorrow on Thursday, I'm supposed to communicate with him. So I'm actually done for today. I don't necessarily have any tasks for today, but maybe I want to get ahead and go ahead and do this task for Ryan. Well, it's time to call Ryan. I need to follow up with him. Doesn't have to be a call. Could be a text, an in-person meeting. Maybe I drop by his house to pop off a gift, whatever the case may be, but I need to communicate with Ryan. Well, first, I can click on his name, and assuming I had contact details here like I do for Kristen, it's going to show those contact details. It's going to give me their phone number or their email address or whatever contact information I have to be able to reach out to that person. And I can easily just click the email button to start an email right now to Ryan, if that's what I wanted to do. But I'm going to pretend like I'm calling Ryan. And so I call Ryan, I follow up with him on whatever that task may have been. I'm going to go ahead and simply check that box. And now I'm done. You'll see that I've completed that task. Now, your completed tasks will still show up for the rest of today. That way, one, you get a little bump of encouragement that you've done these things, but two, it also allows you to really see what you've done today so that you don't forget that, yeah, I did talk to Ryan today. I show it right here. Tomorrow, those will disappear though, and I would just see the ones that are due soon or that go out into the future about 30 days. So that section I just find really, really powerful. I also have this one right here, active client, contact Julie Abrams. It's telling me that, of course, on Tuesday, I'm supposed to reach out to Julie Abrams. And that's because she's in my active client reminder group. And that reminder group, I'm supposed to talk to these people at least once every 7 days. Well, Julie, I talked to her yesterday. And I noted that. I created an interaction so it knows that I spoke to her yesterday and it's recommending I talk to her again next Tuesday. That way I'm staying in touch at least every week. Well, I don't know about you, but my active clients, I tend to talk to them pretty much daily. Some of them maybe every other day, they might give me a break, but for the most part, they're texting me, they're emailing me, they're calling me, I'm popping by their house, whatever the case may be, I'm seeing them pretty regularly. So while I'm not supposed to or not required to or recommended to touch base with Julie until next Tuesday, she just texted me. We're talking. So I'm going to go ahead and check this box to let my system know that I have spoken to Julie and that I did so today. So we'll go ahead and pretend that it's right now. I'm in the moment. I'm talking to Julie. It's a call. She called about inspections. So the subject was inspections. I explained the process and told her inspections are scheduled for the 28th, whatever the date might have been. I take whatever notes are important to me, something that's going to help me in the future, so that when she says, well, when did we talk about inspections? Oh, great. On January 24th at noon, we had a phone call. I informed you that they were scheduled on the 28th, whatever the case may be. So it's a really great way to be able to have all of those notes. And if I submit this, or when I submit this, you'll see that it now shows done for active client Julie Abrams. Now tomorrow, because that done one is going to disappear, she's going to show up back at the bottom of my list or somewhere in my list recommending that I talk to her not Tuesday, but then a week from today on following Wednesday. And so it's going to update that automatically. And the nice thing is if I then went to Julie Abrams' account or her profile, I'd be able to see all of these interactions I've noted and the notes associated with them, so I don't ever lose any of that history. Again, I don't know about you, but I forget things. I have a lot of different things going on at one time. She calls me while I'm already multitasking. It can be hard to remember that stuff. But if I note it in that interaction, it's there forever. So again, this is one of my favorite sections, just really powerful. What should I do today kind of stuff. Next, we have our snapshot. And in the snapshot, you're going to see first and foremost your pipeline. My pipeline shows that I've got about $30,000 in potential income currently. 100% of that is coming from client nurturing. What that means is it's coming from my buyers. That is an estimate based on the average price, the average list price of the properties my clients are looking at in my system on my website, the saved searches that my clients have on my website, the just the things that my clients are doing. Oh, the favorite properties definitely play into that as well. But we kind of average those numbers out, and then we take your estimated commission, which is based on a rate that you set on my dashboard, and we estimate the amount of money that those buyers could be for your business. The zero commissions is because I don't have any listings. I don't have any current active transactions happening. And so it shows that I've got a 0% of that 30,000 coming from my listings. Now, of course, if I had listings, we would do the same thing. We'd take your current listing price, do your percentage off of that, and add that into your total pipeline. So if you want to see more on that pipeline, that's going to be on my dashboard. I have 2 clients who were active this month. It's just a quick notification to let me know how many clients logged in the last 30 days. 2 of my clients have been on my website searching properties in the last 30 days. After that, you've got your active properties and your under contract properties, which is going to be your active listings and then anything noted as under contract in your account. And these are quick links to be able to get to my listings page to be able to view those specific properties. We also have 5 quick buttons for you. Sending an email couldn't be any faster than clicking the send email button. Maybe I just talked to Julie and she asked me if I could do something for her. Well, I need to create a task so I don't forget to do that later this week. I need to go over and vacuum the floor before the inspector comes over, or whatever the case may be. Put up all the things that are personal items or whatever. I can add a task right from here. It immediately takes me to my calendar to start creating that task. Sending a message, this is going to use our text messaging integration. So this is for those who are paying for that integration with Wave, but it would allow you to send a text message, again, really quickly from your dashboard. Building a saved search, and this is by far the fastest way to create a new contact. I click right here and I'm immediately on a new contact page versus having to click on my navigation, go to clients, go to contact list, and then click create contact. It's just much quicker. Now, I don't have any listings currently, so unfortunately my top listings section is blank. I don't get to show you how pretty that is, but it would show you the cover photo of your listing, the address of your listing, current views, saved favorites, all of these quick metrics. And then there's a little bar, and that bar tells you how complete your listing is. If that bar is red, you're missing a fair amount of data on your listing, and you should really look at that. It's pretty rare to see that from a listing that comes from the MLS, but it is possible. If it's yellow, we're still recommending that you do something. There's still some additional items you could add to that listing. And of course, when it turns green, you're good to go. Next, we have our contact section, and this is only going to show those contacts that have been active on your website or newly created contacts, someone that you just added to your system. It's not going to show those contacts who have been there for a year and haven't done anything. But this section is really to show you who is active, who is currently searching, who is currently saving favorites, whatever the case may be. Off to the right, one of my favorite features for the contacts, if they are not currently a member of an action plan, you'll have this start a new action plan button, recommending that you add an action plan for Julie Abrams. So that is because she's never had an action plan. Had she had one and it ended, I'd have gotten that notification up at the very top that her action plan ended and I should go ahead and start a new one. But then you see this bar here, and this is just like the bar I mentioned for listings. It's how complete is it, but this is related to the action plan. It's how far through that action plan are they? Well, this bar is totally white, which means they haven't even started. They've not received the first item from that action plan yet. The next client here, there's a little bitty bit of blue on that, and that's letting me know that they've received the first item, or maybe the first couple of items from that action plan. And as more and more and more things are sent out, that bar is going to go further and further to the right until it completes the action plan, at which point I'm going to get a notification up at the top. And I'm also going to see start new action plan down here because they're no longer receiving one. So it's a quick way to know how far are they through their action plan. The cool thing here is my team built this to where it's not just looking at one action plan. If you've got this client on 4 or 5 action plans, we combine those together and then average that out and figure out where they are in all of their action plans, letting you know just how far they've gone or how much they've been communicated with. You can also quickly see their group names here to be sure that they're in the correct groups. And of course, clicking on their name would take you to more information about that contact. The last section on this Insights dashboard is our calendar. Now, we have really started to feature the calendar a lot more in our system. In the past, I feel like it was fairly underutilized, but it's getting more and more popular, especially as agents are creating tasks in their action plans. You're going to see that I have a variety of different tasks on here. Some of them are light gray. The others are dark gray. The light gray ones are ones that I've already completed. I don't need to worry about those because they're done. The others, the dark gray, are still to do. These are tasks that I have not completed yet, and they're showing up on my calendar. Now, whether it's light gray or dark gray, I can click on it to get additional information. This was that follow-up with Ryan Means that we already took care of. I don't need to worry about that one. But I do have a follow-up with Frank Smith coming up on Friday. Now I can delete tasks from here. I can also go in and do details to be able to see additional information. I have the ability to add notes to any of my tasks, even if they were synced over from my Exchange calendar, they're going to be able to be here and be editable right here from this section. I can even add reminders that's going to then send me an email X minutes or X days before that that task is due. So sometimes I like to be notified the day before so that I know today what I'm supposed to do tomorrow. Now, that was something I did before the Insights dashboard. And ever since I have the Insights, I just look at the Insights dashboard. What's due today? What's due tomorrow? What's coming up soon? I can even mark these as completed down here. That's the same as checking the box up on the what you've missed section of the Insights dashboard, but it is going to then say, I've communicated with Frank, and you'll see that turned light gray instead of dark gray because I've marked it as complete. I can also create new events right here. So I've got something coming up Saturday. We're going to be doing a big dinner for a group of people. So I'm going to put on here, this is our group dinner. And I could put it as an appointment meeting, whatever it makes sense for you. I'm going to just call this one a meeting. And then I can add my notes of maybe who's coming or what I need to pick up for dinner, whatever the case may be. I can add those notes here. I can even add the contacts that are going to be coming to that dinner right here in the contact section. And that's going to help me remember who I'm working with or what we're going to be doing at that dinner. And of course, I can set date and time for that. It is obviously already on the right day because I selected that day, but I can also then add in what time we're planning on having it. Well, people are probably going to start showing up about 5, and we like to go a little late, so we'll probably be doing it till at least 9:30. I do want to add a reminder for this one because I need to make sure I go pick up stuff for dinner on Friday. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that with a 1-day reminder and then save it. And now you'll see that I have a meeting in that section. Now we do have color coding for our calendar, but please note that this is not going to match the color coding that you might have set up in a Google Calendar or an Outlook calendar. This is our own color coding based on the type of appointment or the type of task that you've scheduled. By default, this is on a monthly view, but as you can see, I can change that to a week or daily view if I wanted to do so for any reason. But I do tend to keep mine on the monthly view. Lets me really keep an eye on what's coming up. And that's really it for the Insights dashboard. While there's a lot to look at, again, the top 3 things and then the tasks. What do you have coming up? What do you need to do? Mine says great job completing your tasks because I'm complete. I'm up to date. If I had things that showed past due, it would tell me that there's some things I've missed, just to kind of give you a little heads up that you're seeing that. But it's just a really, really powerful dashboard and a great way to stay on top of what we call live flow, the personal touches, the reaching out via phone calls, text messages, in-person meetings. It really helps manage that part of your business so that you don't have to remember who I should call today. Your system's going to be able to do that for you. And that's really it for the Insights dashboard. Did we have any questions pop up?
We did not have anything in chat and no hands raised. If you have questions, now would be the time to ask them. I think it's probably good to go. Just as a reminder, for those of you who might be in a training room and don't have access to that, you can always ask your question afterwards by just emailing websupport@rwtown.com, and we'll be happy to help you as well. All right, I think we can go ahead and wrap up this session. Thanks again, Ryan, for being here on the Insights dashboard. Our next session will be on our listing manager, so hopefully we'll see you back here in about a half an hour or so. Thank you so much.
See you then.